Your YAD home workout this week has 4 exercises. The first one is for the feet. You're going to take a towel or a small cloth or a piece of clothing, shirt, whatever you got, and place it down on the floor. Place your foot probably about halfway onto whatever you have available. From here, you're going to try to bunch up whatever you've got. So if you're on a slick floor, it's going to be a little bit harder. You're going to have to probably try to split to where you're using your little toes and your big toe alternating, trying to work that cloth back into a little bunch. But your goal right here is just to bunch everything up, to bunch up this cloth as best you can, working on the muscles of the feet. And right now I have kind of a sticky surface, so it's a lot easier for me to just pull this thing back. And once you get it all the way back, bunch up under the foot, place it all nice and flat again, and try one more time on the opposite side. See if you can use those muscles in the feet to crunch this up. Like I said, on carpet or some kind of stickier surface, it's going to be a little bit easier. On a hardwood floor or laminate, it's going to be a little bit tougher. You might have to alternate the feet up. Do at least 2 bunch ups on both sides. And then after that, you're going to get down and do the push-ups plus exercise. So get yourself into a push-up position. You can be on your knees if you have to, or you can try coming up onto your toes. Remember, we don't want the hips to sag or stick up, completely straight, and we're not going to be bending the elbows. The only part of the push-ups exercise that we'll be doing is in the shoulder girdle and in the chest. So you'll literally dip your chest toward the floor, bring your shoulder blades together, and then push your shoulder blades away from each other, rounding in the chest. So you should get this kind of motion going on. Shoulder blades pulling together and getting a lot of motion out of the chest. Just down and back up. And don't worry about what your head does. You're not trying to rock your head. Just chest down, chest up. Or you can do it in a full push-up position, down and back up. Try to do at least 2 or 3 sets of 10 on those. Just making sure you get that full range of motion in your shoulders. If you're not able to move your shoulders very much because it feels like you're stuck, try doing it on your knees. You might just need to take some pressure off. From there, you're going to do squat iso holds. So you're going to get yourself into a good squat position, usually a little bit wider than shoulder width, toes slightly out, and squat down. Elbows between the knees, trying to flatten out in the back. So try not to round and sit down. Instead, try to lift up in the chest. Keep everything really strong in the back, sinking those hips down toward the heels. Now, you don't have to get super, super low if your body's not going to allow that. You can sit a little bit higher. The goal here is as flat of a back as you can and keep those heels on the ground. Also, don't allow your feet to go out and your arches and your feet to fall in. We don't want this feeling. We want the feet to be in a good, stable position. Only work within the range you have available. Place those elbows between the knees, lift in the chest. Try to hold for 20 to 30 seconds. Stand back up and do it again. Anytime you're doing sets on these, so for example, doing 30 seconds, taking a rest, doing another 30 seconds. If you want, you can either do your exercises back to back and then go all the way back through them again, or you can do all the sets of one exercise and then move on to all the sets of another. It just depends on how you feel that day. From there, just for some little fun, you can try the forearm handstand. So remember, get yourself a little bit of space away from the wall, at least 1 or 2 feet. Forearms are going to go down on the ground. I've got mine at about shoulder width. Too close together, it's going to be a little bit hard to keep yourself up off the floor. Too wide, and you'll end up bouncing on the top of your head. Try to keep your head off the ground. Elbows down, chin tucked tight. From here, you're pressing off of this back foot, launching up, and then using the front foot to push up as well. So you get a 1, 2, pushing, and try to use the momentum of that first leg to push yourself up and away. So I'm using this to push and pull my body up, using that momentum, and then pushing off of the other leg to get yourself up. See how long you're able to hold that one, but be careful, you don't want too much blood rushing to your head.